Next, let's see how to create your own module. It's super easy, and in real world projects, it helps organize your code much better. So let's quickly recap what a Python module is. A Python module is simply a Python file with a .py extension that contains functions, variables, or classes. Once you create it, you can import it into other Python files and reuse the code again and again. This is very useful when you are working on larger projects and want to organize your code into multiple files. Now let's build one from scratch. So let's open PyCharm and get started. Let's first create a new file. Right click on Modules folder, choose New and then Python file. Let's name it mymath. This file will act as our custom module. Inside this file, we'll define some basic functions. Let's start with the first one. We define a function called add. This function will take two parameters. Let's call them x and y. Inside the function, it returns the sum of x and y. Simple and clean. This is our addition logic. Now the second function is subtraction. It also takes two parameters, x and y. Inside the function, it returns x minus y. And finally, let's define a third function called square. This one takes just one number, x, and it returns x multiplied by x. That's the square of a number. So inside our mymath Python file, we now have three functions: add, subtract, and square, and that's all we need to build a basic custom module. Let's now use this module in a different file. Right click on the same project folder again, create a new Python file and name it main. In this file, we want to import and use the functions from our mymath module. Let's begin by importing the entire module. So at the top of the file, we write import followed by mymath. Now we can use the functions like this: print mymath dot add with parentheses and two numbers, let's say 10 and 5. Next, run the program. This will return 15. Next we see subtract, print mymath dot subtract and pass 10 and 5. Run the program and it will return 5. And for the square, we type print mymath dot square and pass just one number like 6. Run the program and it will return 36. So this is how we use our own module by importing it. Let's now say you don't want to import the entire module. You only need the add and square functions. In that case, instead of writing just import mymath, you can write from mymath import add square. This imports only those two functions, and now you can call them directly. Simply type print add and pass in two numbers such as 10 and 15. For square, type print square and pass one number, say 5. Run the program and you can see the output. Notice that you don't need to prefix them with mymath dot. That makes your code shorter and easier to read. Sometimes the module name is too long, or you just want a shortcut. In that case, you can rename it using the as keyword. Let's say import mymath as m. Now instead of writing mymath.add, you can write mm.add. Shorter and still works the same. This is especially useful for large modules like pandas, which are often renamed as PD. Let's now explore a cool built-in function called dir. This shows you everything that's available in a module. So type import mymath dot. Then type print within brackets dir of mymath. When you run the program, it will show a list of all the attributes and functions inside that module. In our case, it will show add, subtract, and square. This is a great way to explore what's inside any module, especially when working with big libraries. Let's quickly recap. We created our own Python module called mymath. Inside it, we defined three basic functions: add, subtract, and square. Then we learned how to import the module in another file. We explored how to import the whole module, import only specific functions, rename the module using as keyword, and use dir function to inspect it. This is a very important skill, especially for large projects. This is all about Python modules. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.